What's up, guys? In this episode we're going to be diving into fiberglass repair, fixing the damaged fiberglass quarter tub thing in this corner. I don't even know what it's called. I've got the replacement sitting right there. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be fixing the panel gaps as well as the hood alignment, and then hopefully test fitting some new body panels on the car. So the first thing I want to dive into is going to be trying to fix this hood alignment, because if you notice, that side's popped open, this side is closed. This side shuts quite nice. This side, not so much. Like, yeah, it's rough. Granted, this isn't even really bolted in, but yeah, we gotta improve on that before I go ripping this whole tub liner out. So we gotta take the front bumper off, try and bend that out, and just to get a better look at things. I don't know how this thing's supposed to sit normally. Check our hood bolts. They don't appear to have shifted. Another theory is that whenever this whole section got smashed and pushed up, it kind of misaligned the whole thing a little bit. So this itself just might not line up as well. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Also, this hinge doesn't appear to have moved. You can tell by the paint around it, it seems okay. And when it lines up, whenever I go to close it, if we look in here, we'll see that it's a little bit far forward. So that's what we're gonna get to try and fix. Front bumper. I gave it a yoink. Hey, I got everything. Cool. Maybe this hood latch didn't get hit. Huh. So now I'm stumped on what's actually bent. All right, well, time to figure something out. All right, so I took the impact foam off the front, and the only thing that I've been able to notice so far is that if you look really closely right here, you can see a ring where it looks like this bolt might have shifted. Just really hard to tell, but I think I see a ring from where this shifted. So if it did, then that's super easy. I just gotta loosen this. I'm gonna try and line it up with that old mark of where it sat. I'm assuming where it sat prior at some point, and see if that fixes it, maybe? All right, I have shifted the bolts over to what I believe was their previous point that they rested at. It seems to have helped a little bit. It's also hard to tell because this whole section is effed up, but the hood is sitting a little bit higher now, just barely. It still needs to be definitely a little more up. I'm gonna pop the hood and see how it shuts. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that's a lot better. It's almost, ooh, that's like money, holy cow. Look at that. Let's see how it shuts. I don't think I had to actually drop it that high. That shut, gosh, that's like night and day better. That's ridiculous. I barely changed anything. No, the seal. Oh no, I fixed it. All right, so I'm pretty happy with the hood. Tested it a couple more times. I can now shut it like normal on this side. It also did increase the gap on this side by quite a bit, but it's a lot better. So it's, see, I can actually shut it now. Before I couldn't do that. Gap's still pretty big on this side too though, so we'll see. I'm gonna have to replace this inner tub, which the replacement one is right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this headlight out. So I gotta loosen up that fender so I can pull that headlight out without damaging it. And then, oh, that's also another thing we're doing in this video. We're going to be rebuilding both headlights because the lenses are a little bit scuffed. Anyways, we're redoing the headlights. I'm replacing the lenses on both of them. This one got messed up, obviously. These aren't supposed to, yeah. So the other headlight's messed up. I got a replacement one. We're gonna combine the broken one and the good one, switch out the inner lens piece to make it match the same color. And then we're popping on brand new lenses on both of them. So we're doing that, but for now, I'm gonna get this headlight out. I'm gonna loosen up the fender, and then we're gonna take off this fender for now. I'm gonna leave this fender on for the time being, even though I've got 2 replacements over there. All right, let's get let's get this off. All right, got the fender off. Can take a better look under here now, see what we need to do. So since this piece is damaged here, we have to replace this whole unit. It shouldn't be too hard to line up. I'm going to trace literally every single piece that I can where it's on the frame rail and where there's a part it's lined up with something on the actual chassis of the car. And that way we should have plenty of reference points to get this thing lined up exactly where we need it to be. Because if it's off, then the body line for this fender to the hood is not gonna get any better, as well as the door. So yeah, that'll be fun. That's not even remotely stressful. You can see this one was just taken off another car. That's why there's decent amount of damage to it. I'm gonna sand all that down, get all the old glue off of there, and then it should be relatively easy to glue onto the new one. It does have a 90-degree angle right here, so that helps a lot with lining up things. We also have quite a few other reference points on the chassis as far as these holes. I mean, if I don't line these up, then something's seriously wrong, but we've got other ones. There's plenty of reference points. It should be pretty easy. The hardest part is going to be actually removing this thing without, I mean, it doesn't matter if this gets destroyed, but I don't want to mess anything else up. First things first, I'm going to mark off everything that needs to be marked off for reference points, and then I'm going to start taking things off that are mounted to it, and then we'll see how hard this is going to be to actually pry off. I really should go find the proper tools, but I don't know if I'm going to find them. Yeah! Come here! Yeah! You guys want an AS? I'm gonna get you guys an ASMR of this. I have to. It's so worth it. All right, some pure fiberglass crunchy ASMR. That noise is great. Yeah, I like that. I don't know why. Something about that noise, man. It tickled my brain just right. I don't know. I don't know, man. I like that. Hey, I wanted the other one out, not you. Okay. Well, unfortunately, now my phone is in the way. Wear safety glasses, kids. Okay, well, now that that's off, truthfully, I don't know if I should remove this glue or not, just because of the placement of it. Same thing goes for the rear, because this has a certain thickness, and that thickness is where that sits on it. And because this one was also ripped off of a car, it's a little bit thinner than it should be. So I think if I just sand this down a little bit on all these gluing surfaces and I just re-glue the replacement to this, I think that's gonna be my best bet. Man, this dry sump is huge. I see why this thing takes so much oil now. That's cool. Anyways, let's see, our Sharpie mark is still there, wonderful. Can't really see it well on camera, but I can see it. Okay. In all honesty, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know if I feel like sanding fiberglass tonight. You know, I might as well, to be honest with you. Maybe I should just do the whole thing and glue the new one on tonight too. That's a lot of work. All right, so game plan with this. What I'm gonna do is, we got the other one right. None of this really matters. It's all hidden back here. None of this is structural. Just everything really forward matters. So because this tab is broken, I'm going to cut off a square section, probably about that big, off of the other one. That way it includes this piece in this tab that'll go down to here and get glued onto this. That way I can reattach that pain in the butt bolt that goes right behind the sump right here, just so that everything's there. So I'll just overlap it and glue it to that, because that part has quite a bit of flexibility still. Honestly, I might even not glue it. That way it has more flexibility for me to mount the fender to it. Yeah, it should be fine, but I'll just glue it to the top and we'll be good. I got the fender on here, did a little test fit just to see. Seems all good. One thing I didn't really notice on this one though was this crack along here, which sucks, and over here. So this section is decently, it's weakened. If this is on here and I'm like pressing it, and this whole section, can't really tell on camera, but it flexes quite a bit. So I'm lightly worried with the headlight alignment and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna reinforce this how it rests naturally, because it wants to naturally rest in its original mold form, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna reinforce this damaged section, maybe reinforce this section a little bit. It should be fine with all the glue that's up in that area. And then, yeah, I'm rambling like crazy. You can tell it's late. I'm gonna sand off all the crap that's on this surface, and on this surface, I'm gonna leave the old adhesive thickness there. So that's the game plan. Time to get to sanding. It's sanding. I'll film a little bit. All right, got some sandpaper, respirator, because don't breathe in fiberglass, kids, you won't have a good time. And then a fast sander, because I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna grab that just because. So let's get to it. I should be wearing long sleeve, but I don't have long sleeve. And that is why you wear gear. Holy crap. All right, I'm not gonna turn this fan off for long, and I'm not taking off this mask. All right, well that cleaned up really nice. So I just took off the top layer and revealed the actual epoxy itself underneath. That way, whenever I put my 3M adhesive on here, it's gonna bond really well, hopefully. And then I got all the areas that are contact. You can clean off this one. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main areas of contact. That should be good. And we can see the car was clean. Oh boy. So, and there's a decent layer of foggy death in here. Okay, due to all this, I think that's all I'm doing for tonight. I'm gonna clean stuff up, and then I will resume in the morning once all this hell dust has settled. Dang it, I still need to sand that one. Okay, screw it. That didn't take long with the wheel. I'm gonna speed sand this really fast. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this piece I bought, I think they just messed it up pretty bad whenever they took it out. And I'm pretty sure they patched it, because this fiberglass here does not look factory at all. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell.
right, I'll be back up here in the morning.
All right, it's the next day. We got a lot of the car taken apart, and today's current goal is going to be gluing in the new front liner quarter thing, and then I also at the same time want to re-glue together the rear quarter. So I'm gonna prep work everything. We're gonna get this front quarter section, I don't even know if it should be called a quarter. We're gonna get this front section prepped, everything absolutely ready to go to where all I need to do is put the panel bond on it and slap it together and put the clamps on it. I'm gonna determine all the points for everything. Then once we get it ready, I'm gonna move to the back. I'm gonna go prep all the stuff in the back, and we're gonna reseal the back section that was split. Get that set so it's done. Then while I still have the panel bond out and ready to go, we can immediately move to the front while using the same bottle and just get everything done in one run. This strategy has been formulated. All right, we got, how many clamps do we have this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clamps on this. And currently, whenever I move it, besides it flexing, it shakes the whole car. So I'd say we're good. I don't really know how I'm going to be able to clean this one, to be honest, because it's a pretty tight area. Okay, everything is prepped. I got this ready to go so I can split it apart, get the stuff in there. I'm going to purge the system on it, get started on that one, and then we're going to move to the front and get everything attached. Hopefully in one go. So here we go. I'm very nervous about this because if you can tell, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this whole process is just like winging it the whole time. It's great. It's actually been working pretty well. So if this works out, then we're dialed. Get this open. All right. Unbelievably chaotic already. Clamps. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but yeah, we're like this much left, maybe. Yeah, maybe this much left. All right, I think that's gonna conclude for now. I gotta go wait, it's all 24 hours, take all the clamps off, and then we'll test fit the panels and hope, I really hope they're gonna line up good. They should. Fingers crossed. Let's go check out the rear. Luckily, the rear end is a lot easier, so it's just a matter of squishing together, literally. So that'll be fine. All right, we'll see you guys in 24 hours. Okay, I lied. I forgot to do the rivets, so I'm gonna bust out the rivets real quick. Okay, hopefully we get this footage, but my phone is very hot right now, so we'll see. I think my phone might shut off. I'm not gonna lie. So if you guys get this clip, you get it. If not, then my phone overheated. All right, let's do this. All right, so my phone did in fact overheat. All right, rivets are in. I didn't do too many because, like I said, if this thing gets in like an aggressive wall tap and I end up effing up this rear end, I don't want it to blow up the fiberglass like crazy. I'd rather it just kind of split the glue again, but I want to have some reinforcement anyways, just because. I will see you guys in 24 hours whenever this stuff is cured, or we might come back up here tonight to work on this and prep it. We'll see. Okay, it is now nighttime. We are back up here. It's only been about 8 to 12 hours since this has been on here, so I'm going to still leave this overnight before I remove the clamps. I did want to come up here though and get the fiberglass crap out of the way, so I'm going to be sanding down all of this loose, busted fiberglass. Just for now, pretty simple. I just want to get rid of all of the wild frayed fiberglass tonight. That way I can be done with it, and I won't have to get covered in anything like ridiculous anymore because it sucks. So, gonna tackle that. I can't find my little tripod setup, to be honest, so gonna kind of wing it with some odd camera shots for this, but let's get to it. Okay, I wasn't able to find a camera spot to put this thing, so it's done. Didn't miss out on too much. Just scuffed a bunch of areas, used that blade to sand down areas. I also cut out this area to kind of, I don't want to touch anything, but to weaken this because it is tilted. This needs to be pushed a tiny bit that way, and then the whole thing needs to kind of go up a little bit. So, cut this spot out. I've got cloth that I can use to patch that hole. It'll be fine. Primarily just wanted to take off a lot of the crazy amount of fuzzies coming off of this thing. I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, I did a little bit of scratching around it so that it's roughed up. I'll do more, obviously, before I put the cloth on, but this is just for now so that I can reinforce it with the stuff I got that I currently can't think of the name of. It's at the house. Okay, tomorrow morning we start putting all the peanut butter. That's what I'm gonna call it. We're gonna put all the peanut butter on it. Take all the clamps off, and oh boy. And tomorrow morning we get to test fit the fender. And man, oh man, do I hope it lines up. I will see you guys then. All right, it is now the next morning. I did do these around noon yesterday, so it hasn't been a full 24 hours. The clamp time though is 4 hours, so we're plenty into it to remove the clamps. So I'm gonna get all these clamps pulled off. I'm gonna get most of, probably all the clamps pulled off on this side, and then we will test fit the front fender. After we test fit that front fender, we're gonna come back here and use some of this fiberglass repair kit stuff I got to kind of straighten this out a little bit to sit kind of somewhere in here. And I'm just gonna leave that to sit for a while. We're gonna try and thicken up all these cracked areas just to reinforce them. All up in here, a lot back here. And then we'll let that sit again for another 24 hours. And then we're gonna sand that, and then we'll get the cloth on it. And then we'll let the cloth sit for another 24 hours. And by the end of the week, we should be done, I hope. All right, got the back clamps off now. See the rivets in there every now and then. It seems to have helped the rigidity of it by a little bit, not a ton. Now the front ones. right, that's all the clamps off on the front. Everything seems to be holding very, very well, which is good, as it should be. I still have to do this section. Looks good. Let's get everything tucked out of the way and then test fit that fender.
Hard to find like a happy medium here because I think the hood is bent. That's fiberglass. I don't know.
All right, dare I say it? I know what I'm doing. Bro, look at this. Look at this body line. Look at this. Look at this glorious freaking lineup, bro. It's even better than this side. This fender isn't bolted in though, so that definitely has something to do with it. But dude, look at that. Look at that. It sits down a little low here, a little high here because the hood I think is bent. Otherwise, dude, that's cherry. That's so good. It looks like crap on camera just because the hood's bent though. Heck yeah. And if I want to, I could put a couple washers on the fender right there, so that it matches the hood's curve, and then it'll look literally perfect. But heck yeah. Fender is on point, and now I can mount the headlight in, which I still have to fix. We might do the headlights today. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to tighten up the hood latches and a few other things, and then we're gonna move on to putting all the peanut butter on the back. So I'm gonna get one of those clamps I used on the front to hook here and here, and kind of apply some pressure that way. It straightens it out. And I also want to find something to support from the bottom to push up. So we're going this way and then up. And I'm just going to plaster this and stuff all around here. We're going to do the same for the back section. It doesn't necessarily need the supports though. I'm just going to kind of press it in and up and it'll be all right. I can resand it down if I don't like it, but this is also not even remotely visible, so I don't care as far as making it more structurally sound. Got the fun stuff. Okay, I think we should be clean. Looks decent. I'm running over everything, oh my gosh. looks decent enough. This is, I know this looks wild. It's gonna get the fiberglass cloth put over it. So this is just to really fill up holes, except for that one. That one's too big. And reinforce some of the cracks in here. Yeah, all right. Now we wait another, this one might actually be less than 24 hours, so we might resume tonight and sand, but I'll probably still give it a full 24 hours just to be smart. But yeah, we shall resume in 24 hours. Back up here after this stuff is cured. Also, fun fact, this stuff takes 60 minutes to cure, not 24 hours, so yeah, we're good. So I'm gonna start sanding this down, then we're gonna sand kind of the surrounding areas a little bit, sort of like I did here. Get it all prepped, make sure that our epoxy has something to bite to really well. Then we got our fiberglass cloth. We're gonna cut out everything, kind of lay it over it, make sure I get all my cutouts I need for all the places that I'd like to reinforce. And then we're gonna epoxy it all up, layer it on there, and we'll be done. And then I just gotta paint it. But I'm just gonna rattle can it black so that it's not, that stuff is white, so it just, yeah, blends in a little bit better. But all right, let's get this area sanded and prepped for the fiberglass. All right, surface is prepped, at least prepped enough to where I'm pretty content with it. Plenty enough areas for the epoxy to just bite onto. Now I get to wipe it down, make sure that it's not dusty, and then we're gonna cut out everything and slap it on there. I'm gonna do one from inside, a cutout that's like just this piece to layer in between the two for extra strength there. And we'll do one on the outside as well. All right, so disregarding last night and getting fed up with fiberglass, it's done. I already did a little sand down pass on it. Turned out way better than I expected for how little effort I put into this, being frustrated with it. Some areas are a little, I mean, you see the air bubbles. It's not great, but it's plenty good to hold. There's so much air in that. Okay, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. This area is weak, but it's fine. This area is the main thing. I wanted to make sure this was solid because I do want to put a sub in this corner. You can also see I spilled a small amount of epoxy in there. So we did a patch on this side, then a middle layer, and then one on the outside. And then I just threw a bunch of glue on all the surrounding afro stuff. But yeah, that's done. Also, the rear quarter panel came in. So I think I'm gonna test fit that on there just to see the car with a rear quarter again, because it's been like 2 months. All right, I've only got 2 screws in this thing, but I've got the rear quarter mocked up for now, and oh my gosh, I have a big smile on my face because I haven't seen this car with a rear quarter on this side in like 2 months, and it feels so good. So lines up pretty good, a little bit off here and there. This side is really tight. Again, I have literally 1 bolt here and 1 bolt here, but those body gaps, dude, it's pretty freaking good. I'd say that's money. This one's really, really snug on the door. It's, how does that not hit? That's kind of amazing. It's tighter than it should be, but again, no bolts are in. So maybe when I get those in, it'll space, who knows? I can probably play with it a little bit, bore out the holes so I can move it. Yeah, so quarter panel is on temporarily just so I can mock up this bracket. It's supposed to have a screw cert that goes on the other side, and then it's bolted to that. I am just going to put panel bond on this piece right here to the fiberglass, and then it's just going to get stuck on there, and it will be good, because I don't know why I would ever need to take this bracket off. It's fine. You can see it on the other side over here. It's got the same thing just for support on this rear quarter panel. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, get this all prepped to go and be bonded to it. And I'm also going to trim out this piece still for that front fender, and then we'll use the same panel bonds to glue this on to the front as well as the rear. And then we're pretty much done. I just gotta wait another 24 hours for that stuff to cure, and then we're gonna mock up all the rest of the panels. All right, both front and rear have been glued on. I ran out of adhesive on this one, so we are working with what we got. I hope it holds. It should be all right, but it's borderline not all right. I'm just gonna cross my fingers that it'll be fine. So now, just for the fun of it, I'm going to put our replacement fender on this side, and I might as well take this one off and put the other matching fender on this side as well. All right, quick summary. I got both front fenders on. Dude, it looks so good. And like I mentioned originally in the first video, I will be covering this up. I'm not gonna put ZR1 badges on it because I don't wanna get roasted. I'm just gonna have the fenders because they look freaking good. Heck yeah. Well, she's pretty much ready for paint. I'm not gonna put the bumper on yet just because might as well leave it for a final reveal of the car. I mean, we all know what it's gonna look like. But all that's left now is rattle canning that in the morning once the epoxy on that dries. Like it never even happened, dude. It's like you can't even see that now. Totally. It looks great. No, it's actually not bad, in my opinion. For having never done this, I don't think it's half bad. I've literally never touched fiberglass in my life. I don't think I ever will again either. And then we'll be golden. I just got to get the front bumper slapped back on temporarily to bring it to the paint guy so that he can work on it, get everything smooth and happy and good. And then she'll be done for getting fully repaired anyways. Then comes all the fun mods. Heck yeah, I'm so stoked. Besides the headlights, I still need to do the headlights. Let's go do the headlights. Well guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I was debating on getting all the panels on, like the rear bumper and the front, but I'm gonna make you guys wait until next one on the final, whenever we get the car painted and everything, to see all that in a big reveal. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to drifting the crap out of this car and building it out more with you guys. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one for paint, headlights, and full mock-up of all the panels. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.